All right, here we go. The mastermind today on the show, NBS himself. Welcome. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Hello, hello. Nice to be here.
How is it? You're in Berlin?
Yeah,
It seems
we're in
like
Berlin for Champions.
Berlin is already your second hometown, huh? So many times you've been in Berlin.
Yeah, that is true. I've been here. I've lived here for like half of 2019 when was still playing PUBG. And now this year as well is the second time that we're here. And the first one was for Masters 3. The second now is for Champions. It's a really nice city. I love it. I actually love it that so often I do come to this city, not to some other one. I really like it here. I like the people. I like everything really. So it's nice. It's nice to be back. It's like, as I said, becoming my second kind of, home city, sort of.
Can you share a little bit about what people can expect around the stage? The entire production if you compare it to Masters 3 in Berlin.
Honestly, to this moment, I don't really know much about how is the stage gonna look. We did have media. It was better. It was higher quality, more production. Feels like more ideas put into it.
Yeah.
So I do think that it's gonna look even better, even though Berlin was already really amazing. As for like
Yeah, I
the
was sick.
it was what second Valorant LAN,
Yeah.
first for us, and it was really really good. Like the production was good, the stage was amazing, all the intro music was super hype, like all that stuff. It was really nice. But now I think Riot is like doing a good job to take it to the next level, as they should, since it's the World Championship. So I think everyone expects a lot, but they're actually doing a lot. So I'm very positive that it's going to be really cool and there's going to be a lot of hype around it.
Yeah. Who do you think is going to be the main? Of course, our goal is to win. I mean, we're not going there just let's see, make it out of group stage. Of course, we go little by little, and as we shared this, or as I also Thomas was sharing it on the previous podcast, that we try to have small goals, small steps. We think from game to game, but of course, our overall goal is to win the whole thing. How do you? Who do you see as the main contesters at the moment? Who do you think are the strongest teams from NA and Europe or other regions potentially?
I really think there's two things that will be in play here. First of all, the good teams,
Yeah.
obviously all of the teams are good here, but it's no surprise, like some of the regions have like a bit higher skill cap, or not skill, but they've progressed more so far, let's say. So I do expect like all the NA teams, all the EU teams, like a couple of Asian teams to perform well. And I also do expect like one Brazilian team to do good. But then there is another step, which is experience. We got to test it ourselves kind of in Berlin. We were going in as one of the favorites as well, but we did really feel the lack of experience because it was the first LAN for us, first big major for a
Yeah.
lot of the players in their whole careers. So you could really feel it, like the pressure was really there, and I feel like it was like a great learning experience for us. And I do not really know how it is going to be for the other teams, but I do think this is going to be kind of the similar thing for some of the teams. I do expect some teams that have great LAN experience, like players with big LAN experience, to perform well. Especially now, it's going to be even more pressure than it was in Masters 3. So the main contenders, I would say, no-brainer Gambit because they won the last one. Sentinels as well, they've been dominant throughout the year. The other two NA teams, Envy and C9, I also think have a good chance, especially like Envy since they came second. So it seems like, LAN experience, all that is not a problem for them. About C9, I have no data on that, so I don't know. We'll see how they do. And the European teams as well, like I think they're gonna do well. I feel like Liquid, with Scream, with Nevera, they have like quite like big names and lots of experience. So I do expect big things from them as well. Vision Strikers. I'm really excited to see what they
Stacked.
bring. Yeah, exactly. Like the tournament is stacked, and I'm really excited for the Korea as a region as well. They do only have one representative, but I do think, I mean, it is the representative from South Korea, you know, it is the team that everyone was talking from that region, and we didn't really get to see them too much in Berlin. We did lose to them. They did win against. They only played 3 different teams, right? They won 2, which was Paper X and us, and they lost to Gambit. And Gambit won the whole thing. So, you know, nobody knows. Maybe Vision Strikers are actually going to be like the second best team. Maybe this time around it's first best team. So it's going to be really interesting to see, especially because their play style is so like different than the other stuff. So I feel like there's a good chance that half of the teams can win.
Yeah.
And the other half, they could win, but you know, they will have to work for it way harder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Speaking about experience, I mean, this is already the 3rd title where you're already competing on a very high level, either as a player or as a coach. Guide us through your career in a nutshell. As I remember, it was League of Legends and PUBG, right?
So in a nutshell, I was still young. I started Warcraft 3, first game that I competed.
Warcraft 3 even, okay.
Yes.
What like, race? Let me guess. You're a Night Elf player.
No.
No? Orc?
No.
Okay.
I actually started as undead, but then it was only at the start, and then I switched to human and played human all the way. But yeah, like it was like semi-professional. Then I finished school, and just when I entered university, StarCraft 2 came out. I started playing it a lot, and I really loved it. Played that game for like 1.5 years maybe. Did reach like not the very top of Europe, but like top 100, top 50 in Europe. You know, did go to like DreamHack and stuff. So it was like pretty okay, you know.
Yeah.
Then after that, it was League of Legends. A highlight, of course, that I did manage, like with my team, full Lithuanian squad, we did manage to qualify to the World Championship back in 2013. And then after that, it was PUBG. Actually, there was like a pretty big gap between League and PUBG, like 4 years or something. I thought I was done with pro gaming. So I went back to studying. I finished networking in a college. And just in the last year of college, PUBG came out. And I really liked Arma as a game before, like Arma 3. Battle Royale, kind of military-esque, a hardcore, you know, no easy stuff. So yeah, I just fell in love with PUBG. Like I think I spent 16 hours per day every day for like half a year, just nothing else, just PUBG. You know, like I actually fell in love with that game, and I spent like 2 or 3 years with that game. Played in Pro League, traveled around a bunch again, and then towards the end of my career, it was like start of 2020. I switched to coaching, and then Valorant was about to come out in like a couple of months. And I thought to myself, you know, I do love PUBG. However, there was like, I had some issues with PUBG Corp decisions over the years. No secret to anyone, I don't think. And I was just thinking that career-wise, it makes sense to go into Valorant because, first of all, I knew Riot Games, like personal experience while I was playing League of Legends.
Yeah.
I knew that the company is really good. League of Legends as an esport is a good example. And I really like the concept of the game, you know, like a first-person shooter with some skills, a little bit of Overwatch theme, some of like majority of CS:GO or just CS in general. I really liked it, so I went with it. And after like learning the game, learning about the scene during the whole 2020, in the end of the year, you guys reached out. We made a team. 1 year later, you know, here we are. So that's in a nutshell, kind of. History.
It's a very interesting career. How was it when you switched to Valorant? Was there consideration that maybe as a player, or was it for you clear? No, I'm going to be a coach.
No, it was clear. I was never top, or like all the games that I played at a very high level was strategical games. Like it was StarCraft 2. I consider myself really good, and League of Legends as well. But when it came to PUBG, for example, I was still good at shooting, but I was always IGL. I was always the guy that comes up with the strats, with the rotates and all that. I was never like the star, when it comes to mechanical skill in shooting. And Valorant requires more of that. So I instantly knew that I know myself, I know that I will not be able to perform at the top level in this kind of game. It's the same as CS. Like I just didn't have that for this type of game. For me, it's more about the brain power, than the raw skill. So, and I did really love coaching when I did that in the end of my PUBG career. So I just went with the coaching instantly. Plus, I'm also, at that time I think I was 29 or yeah, I'm not going to do math on podcast, but coming up to 30, and it just makes sense because coaching is like more um, like a more mature thing. Like I have a lot of experience like throughout my years, and I really loved how it helped other players when I started doing that in PUBG. So I just thought, I love it. I also help the other guys to improve, oversee things. I help the team improve. I still keep close to the game, close to the team, which was very important because I did try out like kind of a manager position as well before, where it's more like administrative work, and it just wasn't for me. Like I need to be there with the players, with the team, with the game, first contact, and like I just really it's a natural fit, I would say.
Yeah, I can confirm that. Let's talk a little about Valorant. I mean, we just had the release of a new map and a new agent, and then at least for me, and I think the more recreational player amongst, which is the majority of I guess the Valorant or Acend fans, of course, when it comes to not everyone is like a pro, but I think it's very interesting to hear from a pro like you how you consider Chamber as an agent to be implemented in program. What are your first thoughts on that, or your thoughts in general on this agent? Can it be like a game changer agent that will overhaul entire strategies and metas on certain maps, or is it just going to be another agent that could be added to the composition of on certain maps?
So I do not think he will be such a huge game changer as if, like I don't think he will change meta, how strats are run, like how different maps are perceived. Not like in a way as a Jet or an Astra could. I do think that he's very interesting though. It is like the very first time that Riot is trying to maybe it's like a test thing in Chamber, but it is the first time in any agent that they're playing with the economy of the game and the agent skills, right?
It's more like an economy agent, right? I also
Yeah, exactly. Because before the only economy, like a real economy thing, was Sage with her revive. Because sometimes teams, when they win the round, they still use the revive just to revive their teammate. So he has the gun. So you kind of exchange your ultimate for like 3k, let's say, if you had a rifle. But now with Chamber, you actually just 2 of your 4 skills, like 1 skill and 1 ultimate, right? It's just guns. So instead of buying guns, you buy the better versions of guns. That is your skill. So I'm really curious to see how that will, have an effect of the whole economy thing.
Yeah.
Because you might see some crazy stuff like, I don't know, like that sheriff that he has, like the pistol. Maybe during Ecos it's gonna be like amazingly good, like who knows? So yeah, it's definitely like a new mechanic that I think they're trying. And if it's perceived well and received well, I feel like we might see a bit more of that in the future. But yeah, like his other skills are also like pretty. His teleporting is a little bit reminds kind of a jet dash sort of mechanic. It's different, but it's for the same purpose to change your position quickly. And the slow thing is like nothing really new. Like it's a trap, just like Killjoy Cypher has traps. It's the same kind of thing to deny area to get information. So he does have like a little bit of what other agents have, but like half of his kit is just like the new thing. So
yeah,
it's definitely gonna be interesting to see how it will involve, like how it will go into the pro play. Who knows? Maybe after trying him for like a few months, and we'll say, well, why do we need him if we can get his guns on like any other agent,
Yeah.
and he doesn't have skills. maybe that will be the case. Who knows? Or maybe it's going to be the other way around. Maybe it's going to like impact the economy so much that everyone's going to play him. So we can't really know, especially like now that we don't even touch the agent ourselves because we're just preparing for champions. You know, Chamber's not available, so we don't really test it. I mean, the players have tried them in ranks, but no serious business yet. You know, we're not
of
trying
course.
to like theory craft or anything. So I do feel like it's a very interesting idea overall, but we'll just need time and see how it goes.
Yeah. It's like, I feel like he's a bit of a hybrid between a sentinel and a duelist. I think
kind of,
he's defined as a sentinel, but if you compare to Cypher Killjoy, his kit is very heavily leaned towards being a duelist as well. My impression on how he's being played. I actually have never played him myself yet so far, but yeah. How do you? Yeah, go ahead.
Honestly, that agent, it's really, you really have to take fights with him.
Mm-hmm. You have to
because
play him aggressive.
you have an escape tool that is even better than dash because you instantly TP. With dash, you still are moving, even
you
though
can still be
fast,
killed, right?
You can get killed, yeah. With chamber, you can't. So, but you do have to use your own body, your own HP as a resource to actually get information, to get kills. Unlike with the Killjoy or Cypher, where you have camera, you have turret, you know, and all that stuff. So it's definitely gonna be, I think, played on the players that are more like aggressive type.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. It's, you know, I think it's gonna have its own place, yeah.
What kind of agents? Actually, also something for everyone who is listening. Let us know in the comment what the kind of agents are you looking for. Is there like a specific agent you have an idea for abilities? Let us know. And what about you? Is there a specific agent that you can think of with certain abilities? Yeah, I really want to see this kind of agent in the game, or is it just like whatever comes?
Honestly, I did want like a different kind of sentinel. I don't think Chamber is hitting the thoughts that I had in mind. He does have like a new different trap, which I actually kind of thought about as well when I was like just, you know, randomly theorizing about what kind of new skills some agents could have. I think like the trigger, like a trap that triggers and it slows area is pretty cool. And I think it's really strong as well because it kind of combines Sage slow plus Alarmo bot from Killjoy. I think that ability is really, really good. But like about new agents, I don't really know. Like Riot does have, they can surprise you. Like I feel like when Astra came out, everyone was like, "Whoa, you know, what is this? You can play Sims, you can go into this 3D like astral universe and fly there and stuff. It's pretty cool, and all her abilities are global, which is also like it's very strong and very good. And I feel like that's why it was kind of hard to balance her. But I do feel like we arrived at a good spot with her. KO as well is like a little bit. Not a little bit, it's actually a super unique agent as well, just before Chamber, right? Like the previous last agent. The new mechanic of suppressing, you know, silencing stuff, because we did need that in the game and it came. So it was really cool to see. Like, I feel like Riot is not just printing out agents on their old ideas, you know, they didn't just like, okay, we have 50 ideas for agents, we're going to release 13, and then one by one. They're not doing that. They're actually paying attention to what is needed in the game, and they're like adding stuff because the KO was needed, the silence, the suppression mechanic was needed to counter some of the stuff, and I feel like they just hit a bullseye. You know, like it's really good. So I'm really like excited, and I can't wait until Valorant has like 30 agents or 50 even. You know. It's gonna be like, imagine if they actually like once they have like 30 or 40 or something, and they introduce bans and picks. Wow, how that would change the game, right? Like
that's true. Yeah, there's gonna be so much.
A new agent.
There's gonna be like whole strategy sessions and theory sessions for you guys. Probably just sitting on, okay, what's the pick phase, the bend phase, right? Just exactly. That's gonna be insane. And I find this is also makes this game so much better and so much exciting. I know it's a subjective thing, and I've been playing Counter-Strike 1.6 when I was 16, 17, semi-professional as well. with a lot of practicing. We also sent it into the highest league back then, EPS, 2 times. So it was already on a quite high level. And back then, 1.6 was quite popular in Germany. So, and after a couple of years, I was just so tired of the same thing on Dust 2. And then you watch, and it's like and Valve is not very not famous for its innovation, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And you just feel like, and I really liked watching the games. And back then we had Mousebots, MTW, and like some very big names. Was MTW actually from Germany, or A-Losers, and like a lot of different teams. Alternated Attacks, yeah, exactly. Alternated Attacks, not MTW. I think MTW is from Denmark.
MTW
right? Was it a German? But it was
I think it was German.
It was German, yeah. Yeah, okay.
There was a lot,
like 10, 15 years ago, whatever. So, long story short, it's just like you see the same strats over, like here and there, some adjustments, but then when Valorant come out, and you have to adjust. You have to adjust so many times with new agents, with new maps, with perhaps then if they introduce bans, right? What if they start banning your jet on certain maps, right? So that's gonna be very interesting to see how to counter that. And yeah, just in general, a game where I think was it Zeke making this post when in 4 years, when we look back how we played Champions, we're going to be so ashamed and embarrassed the way we play Valorant. And I think it pretty much hits the nail, because the game is going to change and evolve so much.
Yeah, I completely agree as well. I think that's why, like, I think just the sky is the limit really for Valorant. Like, if they actually implement the bans and the picks, the skill ceiling will open up even more. All the players will have to be way more diverse and know more agents, know more like one tricking stuff. So it will definitely it's gonna be like a long process in many years, and I'm really excited for the future. Even though it's really cool already, I think it's gonna get even cooler in the future.
Yeah, that's true. How do you think about Fracture? I've seen it's a very polarizing map. I feel like it's like a hate or love relationship. How do you stand on this map?
Yeah, I actually do think that you're right. It's like a little bit of a love-hate. I honestly think it's since like it has like a new kind of concept, right? That attackers can attack from two sides, and defenders just hold kind of in the middle. It's a very, once again, a unique take from Riot. Nobody thought about it in CS, even though around for ages. But it can be a little bit overwhelming at the start, just because of the new concept. I feel like it takes a while to get used to it, and it also it requires a little bit of a different playstyle. Like, it enables, for example, defense aggression, right? Like, for a lot of teams, if you've been like watching some of the Fracture, some of the games that pros played already, there's way more defensive aggression than in the other maps, and simply because the map is like, it allows for it more. Also, comparing to other Valorant maps, there's 4 ultimate orbs instead of 2. If you think about it, if you can actually get all 4 every 2 rounds, you can get an ultimate. Some ultimates can just simply win you around. Like, let's say if you have like a breach ultimate, every 2 rounds you just free win the round, kind of. So of course teams are they have to fight for those orbs. You don't want to give enemies 4 because it's just free stuff. So they are playing with like more orbs with a different concept, and I really like it. I feel like the map is very unique. It's interesting. I think it's actually pretty good as well, and it does make teams have to play a different playstyle. Like, it just doesn't work. Like, if on the other maps, more or less, like you take Haven, Ascent, Breeze, Icebox, you can just kind of play similar style. I think Bind and Split are a little bit different, but like, this map is completely different. So you have to come up with some new stuff, and which is nice because it's like it makes you think more. It makes you create new things. So it's cool. It's cool. It's definitely cool.
Heaven. Let's not talk about Heaven, huh?
Yeah, I mean, Haven, I don't know. I just like the map Haven.
It's actually a cool map, right? I mean, is it the only map that has bomb spots?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
right.
yes.
Yeah,
And it's also the very first Valorant map, right? It's the Dust 2 of Valorant. It's the
yeah.
Wrangle of Valorant. So it is a good map. Yeah, we had some problems lately. It's like no secret to anyone, but also it changes a lot. Like let's say if we take this iteration of our team when Zeke joined, right? Heaven was I think our second best map. I can easily tell this doesn't matter. It's like since summer, it was a long time ago. And then it just got worse. I'm not gonna say how good it is now, but things change fast, and things change fast for not just us, for a lot of teams as
Yeah.
well. So yeah, but I do like the map. I think it's pretty cool. Like the 3 bomb site concept is also something pretty nice, and I feel like that map enables a lot of solo plays by good players. Like individual performance shines really highly in that map. I do feel like.
Yeah. I mean, if you just think about it, there are going to be more maps for sure also introduced in the future, and I think it's just a very natural way that you can't focus on all of the maps with the same intensity at the same time. So you have to neglect, and you're going to be slacking on some maps and just catch up. I mean, just think about our split right now, where we do much better than in the past, and you never know. And also other teams start adjusting, and so that's why you have the opportunity to ban certain maps. And
Yeah, and it's inevitable, like especially like when we had only 4 maps back in the day, like we had like Haven, Bind, Split, and Ascent. It was kind of rough if you couldn't play at least one of them. It was
yeah,
pretty rough.
yeah, that's true.
But now when you have 7 maps in the pool, it's like usually you can just ban one in almost any tournament. If it's best of 3, you can ban 2. So you do have a little bit more room. At the same time, it's also good because you have to practice more. Right? Back then, like you could just 4 maps, you can play so many more games. It's almost twice the amount of maps that we have now, which is 7, and it just takes much more time to get all of them ready.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just a natural thing. Also, the metas change, a new agent comes, new patch comes, stuff change. Some teams are better with like certain things. The other teams are better with the other things, and the whole like everything changes. And then you're like, oh, okay, so our split was really bad, but now it's actually pretty fucking good. So
Yeah. Yeah, makes sense. All right, one more question before I leave you free. I know you have a very, very busy schedule. I mean, you're in Berlin, you're preparing with the guys, so I don't want to keep you for too long, but I really appreciate you taking the time here. This is something also very interesting for everyone that's watching but wants to improve your skills and clicking some more headshots in Valorant. Based on your observations, is there the way the players are practicing their aim? Are they all following the same routines, or is it very individual, or is there a certain pattern? What you've discovered works quite well if you want to improve your aim in Valorant.
It's an individual thing. Honestly, even throughout all the games that I played, enforcing the same practice routine it's not the best idea because I mean when it comes to individual stuff.
Yeah.
When it's team, yes, but individually, every person is different. I feel like the first step is to get to know yourself, what works for you, what not. For some people, it might be just a lot of hours put in and a lot of grinding. For other people, it might be less of that, just like I don't know, like a few hours of grinding every day, like DM or ranks or shooting range, and then like watching some VODs, getting inspired by ideas, seeing new cool tricks from other regions, all that stuff. So it's really different for everyone. Of course, you have to meet the quota. If you say, you have to play some DM, you have to play some shooting range, you have to keep your mechanical skill on point. You
Yeah.
cannot slip. But when it comes to how much, it's really like to everyone. Even in our team, we have like really different stuff.
Yeah.
Like Zeke likes to play a lot of Ostu, which is different
What
from
does
aiming
Zeke likes to play? What?
Ostu. There's like this game where you have like a
Ah,
song and you have to click really fast with your mouse. He's super good. He's like top 3K, I think, in the world ranked, which is pretty cool. And whenever I see him play, I can't even comprehend how fast things are going on screen, and he's also accurately clicking all that. So he likes to play that. other guys like to shooting range, other guys like to ranked, and yeah, it's like different for everyone. But I feel like you just have to find what's good for you. You have to not lack, choose enough hours, and keep believing and keep the motivation up. Yeah.
Some good final words here. Thank you so much, NBS, for joining today. Best of luck to the team, to you, that we're gonna go as fast as possible in Berlin. I hope you guys enjoyed this show, this episode as well. And if you got any questions, maybe for NBS, don't hesitate. Feel free to drop in the comments. NBS, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me. We're gonna try our best. I think that we're in a good spot. I feel like we're gonna have a good showing in Champions and rise up.
Rise up. Let's go. Bye bye, guys.